frantically whisking. Hey everyone, it's Anna and today is Souffle Day. This video is part of a collaboration hosted by Jim's Kitchen and Oma Far Away. They challenged everyone who wanted to participate to make a souffle if they've never made one. I have never made a souffle. They always seem kind of fussy and complicated. I'm a little scared of them, so I thought, hey, let's give it a try. Usually, I would search through my vintage cookbooks and try to find a recipe, but my good old buddy Pinterest came through for me and I found this. It looked pretty easy. It's a chocolate pudding souffle that uses like cook and serve pudding. So I'm like, I can probably handle that. We'll see, we'll see. I thought, oh, you know, I could probably use just about any cook and serve pudding, right? I didn't want to disappoint. So look what I got. My Tea Fine pudding and pie filling. I think this packaging is just darling. I kind of want to just display this packaging because it is so cute. I used to be able to find this at Meijer back in Ohio. Couldn't find it in any stores here around me, but you can order this from walmart.com. Can I do this? We'll find out. The first step is to prepare the pudding mix according to package directions using 1.5 cups of milk. So I'm adding my milk to the mix right here, and then it says to stir constantly until thickened. I'm cooking this over a medium flame as directed in the recipe. You can see here that the texture is beginning to change as I stir. After about 4 minutes of whisking, the pudding is completely thickened up. You can see it bubbling away here. So I turn off the flame and then just remove it from the heat. With the pudding all prepared, it's time to separate my eggs. So I have, well, I don't have them, they're over here. I have 3 eggs right here. We've got a yolk. Trying to be very careful not to get any yolk in the white because then it's not gonna beat up and get all frothy and beautiful. I'm separating the whites one at a time in a small bowl before I put them in their final resting place. That way, if I do happen to get some yolk in here, I can just grab another egg and start over again. I haven't ruined all of my eggs. So egg number 2. Yolk number 2. Third and final egg. Oh, no. That one's a tricky one. You're slippery. I think we're gonna have to employ the hand method with this one. There's a lot of things that people do to separate eggs. Some people have an egg separator. I used to have one. I don't really use it. I usually either just do the little tippy-tappy shell thing or I do it with my hand. Yeah. I'm supposed to beat the yolks first. I kind of want to do the egg whites first because what I'm afraid of is getting yolk on these, not properly washing them off, and then ruining my egg whites. So I think I'm gonna defy the recipe here and go in the opposite order. It says to beat the egg whites until they peak but are still moist. I think I'm gonna just go with this. I've got my 3 egg yolks right here. I'm supposed to beat those until they are thick and light in color. There's a lot of bowls happening here. Making a souffle is very much about bowls. It's probably the right consistency. This part makes me nervous. Don't want to end up with scrambled eggs. The recipe specifically says combine the hot pudding with the egg yolks. One thing I did not mention is that before I got started with any of this, I let my eggs sit for quite some time to come to room temperature. I was afraid if they were cold, they would just scramble right away. I'm just gonna like whisk a tiny bit in just to kind of get the eggs tempered. Here we go. I just went in fast as I could. So I'll do a little bit more and keep whisking. I don't think I managed to scramble anything. Now it says to gently fold the egg whites into the pudding mixture. This is kind of where like your volume comes from. We're really mixing 2 opposite things here. Next time, please remind me to use a bigger bowl because this ain't cutting it. We are having hot dogs and fries for dinner tonight and chocolate souffle for dessert. Seems like there's a bit of a disconnect there. Gotta eat my food experiments. Next, it says to turn this mixture out into a 1.5 quart souffle dish. I don't have a souffle dish. I looked online to see what I could use, and it was suggested to use something that was round like this with high sides. I'm hoping that this works okay. We're going with butterfly gold again. I don't have a ton of casserole or dishes like this that are 1.5 quarts. I have a lot of 1 quart dishes. I didn't want to risk using one of those and have it like not be big enough. All right, we're turning this mixture out. It's very jiggly. Oh my God, I just threw a bunch of it over the side. I feel like this is what I'm supposed to do. Like make sure that the sides are clean so it rises. So we've got this like whole jiggly thing going on. I'm supposed to place it in a pan and then put some hot water in the pan. Now that I have my souffle all assembled, I have it in its nice little warm water bath. I'm gonna put it in the oven and bake it for 45 minutes at 350 degrees. It was a little touch and go there for a bit. I didn't think my souffle was rising, but it definitely did. It looks pretty good. It didn't like rise above the top. I think maybe my dish that I chose is a little too tall. A little bit soft, a little jiggly. I hope that's what it's supposed to be. And I did sprinkle just a little bit of powdered sugar on top. I don't know how you're supposed to serve a souffle. I don't think you cut it into wedges. I'm gonna scoop it out and give it a taste. It's gonna deflate instantly when I do this. I can just feel it. Oh no, it didn't. It's still pretty good. It's like Jell-O. Woo. Still very hot. I wonder if I was supposed to let this cool. It smells kind of like a chocolate brownie almost. It's like a spongy, it's like a chocolate sponge. I mean, I guess that sounds bad. Not overly sweet. I am glad I added the confectioner sugar just for like a little bit of a boost in flavor. It's tasty. It's a very different dessert for me. It's a change of pace for sure. I dirtied a lot of bowls, but it didn't take a lot of time. I recommend this, and I think you should go and make a souffle for Souffle Day. If you want to check out any of the other videos in this collaboration, just do a search for #SouffleDay 2022. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel by clicking on the red button below. I post content like this just about every week. Thanks again, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!